Okay, now I have to wait for the YouTube to say that we're coming online. So the start really means nothing.
I love watching the talk show, and then it's like 2 minutes of you guys trying to figure out if it's actually on or not.
Because YouTube gives a delay. It's like 2 minutes before it actually shows up on the
Really?
Server. Yeah, and like it doesn't even show a minute of me fiddling with it.
Wow.
Like, because I've started, but the thing is still started. It probably won't even show this when Ross is watching it back.
What a wonderful world of technology we have.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
Oh my god, YouTube's taking forever.
And now you said that you're, for whatever reason, on your first account, like, your mic just won't pick up. What?
My Discord on my computer doesn't pick up.
But on this account, it does.
No, because this is coming from my...
Oh.
Yeah.
Alright,
okay.
then.
we are up now. Okay, so... Because my intros are completely scuffed, I'm not even going to do that. We're just going to be covering the player side of the Double D impeachment and unimpeachment case.
All right, sounds good. So, do you want to start with a question, or like, how do you want to do this?
I guess I could start with a question here. What was the biggest reaction among you guys when you figured out that Double D was re-impeached or unimpeached, whatever?
I can start. So for us, basically, the first thing you mean, like impeached, or like the reaction, or like the things that happened before he was impeached.
The reaction to like when you got him impeached, and then when you figured out that it was being taken back.
We were all really happy, and we were all really relieved, because having Double D as our captain put us under a lot of pressure, and then learning, like, having Double D on the team made a lot of players just enjoy playing for the team less. And like one of our teammates, Gio, Swift Gucci, he actually wanted to quit he actually wanted to leave the team because of Double D. It was actually willing to rejoin once like Double D was gone. So the reaction was entirely positive from everybody except Malingus, who didn't really know what was going on. And Malingus is like, he doesn't really care about any of this. He just wants to like play the game. But in terms of like the team's reaction to impeachment, it was extremely overwhelmingly positive, because like the league match after, we all played so much better. We were all like feeling so much better. It seemed like everybody was just happier once he was gone. So generally, it was just really, really good. But it was very stressful too, since league match 2 hours, captain's gone.
Yeah, I can definitely understand where it came from being stressful. Just the fact that we got that all done maybe an hour before your game started. Not even that.
Yeah. But yeah, most of the players were happy that he was gone.
Okay. Now, when you figured out that we were taking back the impeachment and putting him back into a captain position because he found evidence that disproved what you had, what were your initial reactions to it? I understand that some of your players immediately DM'd me trying to figure out what was going on.
Okay. So, first things first. We wanted to see the counter evidence because we were all very frustrated, and we figured, like, since Double was very good friends with most of the admins, and most of the admins, like, would pretty much consider taking him back just because he was friends with all of them. Like, he would. It's very easy to, like, manipulate evidence, or just, like, to change it to where it goes in your favor. We showed, like, tons of screenshots to Cray, and then he ended up saying that we were in the right, and now it's just kind of getting wishy-washy. I don't know why. But, yeah, we were very frustrated because Double D showed evidence that wasn't even really good evidence. But we knew that he was going to kick us all from the team. Like, mainly we were just frustrated because we were all going to become free agents. We still have our own server, and we still, like, have our team pretty much set up. But we were frustrated because we knew that we were all going to, like, just be kicked off the team immediately with no chance of coming back. So it was just a lot of frustration, but we all kind of realized that there was a chance that this could happen. But we were also at the same time kind of shocked because we didn't think that the league would just let somebody get away with something like this. And to us, it like we knew we were gonna get kicked off the team. We knew like anybody who said anything bad about him or like said anything about the impeachment at all was just kicked off the server, kicked off the team, no chance of coming back. And it was just a mix of frustration and shock that like he was even put back. If Nick or Lav, if you guys want to jump in, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just like, I assumed you were letting one person speak at a time. Like, my reaction was, because I noticed I got a ping from the free agents thing. I was like, wait, why am I a free agent? And then I went into looking, and I was like, wait, how is he a captain again? What happened? And now here we are. I was just trying to reach out to any mod at this point, just saying, hey, like, what's going on? I thought this happened. I was then told of he provided counter evidence, and then, yeah, I talked to Ray, which led to him saying, okay, I see the problem. You guys are in the right. And then it just kind of, as Barfly said, it just kind of, like, disappeared, like. And then the other day, I was like, hey, like, Cray, did anything come from this? And now here we are with him saying, okay, the DMs matched up, so it's okay. Or something like that.
Okay, that's definitely weird to hear. And then also just clearing up earlier with I don't know if I sent some of the counter evidence to Beast, but I don't know if he shared it with you guys. But I understand the counter evidence wasn't necessarily the greatest, but the video evidence was mostly just pulling up the game that you guys were referencing a considerable amount. And then I actually never personally saw the DM screenshots; they were all sent to Cray. So
if I can jump in for a second,
yeah,
there's other things like is it like okay if I like talk about TNT Dark Pit for just a little bit?
Yeah.
So okay, TNT Dark Pit used to play for back when we were called Empire. TNT Pit was one of our players, right? And because his grandfather was going through dialysis treatment, he wasn't able to show up for a lot of games. And eventually he ended up like getting kicked for inactivity, despite the fact that he had been able to confirm for some scrims and some like events. And what's it called? Double D ended up kicking him because he accused him of leaking information to Imperfect, which he never did. And instead of just like releasing him for an activity when he really wasn't inactive, he just accused him of leaking information at Brotherhood. I have like a statement from him right here, if you don't mind me reading it.
Yeah, no problem at all. If if you want to try screen sharing, if you're on computer, I can. I am on my
phone. I can just screenshot the statement right here, though, if you want.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, let me just do that. That'll be easier than me trying to like terribly explain it.
I love streaming and then seeing DMs from someone knowing for a fact I can't open them.
Hell yeah.
Open them on camera. Do it.
No.
This is basically a Dark or TNT statement about Double, and like one thing that kind of Double D kicked Lav because he claimed she was disrespectful, and then he messaged me and like I asked him like why she had like been kicked because I was very concerned because that's one of our co-captains kicked for being quote unquote disrespectful, and then like he said like he would send me screenshots, and then he decided not to, and then he just like stopped responding to me and said he didn't want to talk about it. And then Lav started talking to like the players and showed us what happened. And literally what happened with Lav was she didn't want to use Discord voice chat. And because of that, Double got so upset that he kicked her off the team while she was co-captain on the day of a league match, and he claimed it was because she was being disrespectful. And he refused to show me screenshots of it because he knew that what he did was completely unjustified. And this is when everything started to like kind of go downhill. Because
it was at that point after we realized this, Lav then started to share with us all of the other things, which is why we're here now. Like, I was just trying to contact Lav to see her side of what happened because of what Double D said, she was being disrespectful and so on. So then I was like, alright, Lav, like, what happened? And then she shows us the DMs of that, and then she proceeds to pile all of this other stuff on top of it. And that's what had us all, like, if you want to say quote-unquote, revolt against D, which is why we're here now.
Okay. That is interesting to hear, though, because you never really explained that fully before. You said that Lav was kicked on claims of being disrespectful, but you never went into this much detail, and it's definitely interesting to hear because it brings up a whole new light onto this.
So, I kind of want to bring up these arguments onto like against us. Okay. Like, for example, one of the arguments that he brought up in the talk show that just like made me completely blow up, and it's part of the reason, like it's just part of what made me really angry, is that he claimed if who he had kicked wasn't a woman, this whole situation wouldn't have happened, and it got completely ignored. And it just, that was one of his counter arguments. His other was like one of his other counter arguments was like, oh, I have, like, the counter evidence was shown, which was really, really poor in the first place. And then he also said, what else did he argue? He argued that, what else? Yeah, that was basically, that was basically all he stood on. I think he might have said one other thing, but, like, he really had, like, no counter arguments. And then it was just very frustrating to watch the whole thing, because it was full of half-truths, like, things that are just completely wrong, and it was just so frustrating to watch, and a lot of his counter-arguments were just really, really bad for why he should stay as captain, which just kind of shows that a lot of these admins have a lot of bias.
Lav, did you ever show any of the admins and/or mods any of the DMs as to the reason why you got kicked?
I did not see it.
I have
them. I can show them.
They were in a private channel. A-Shark and Gov were in there. I sent them to A-Shark too. So he should have probably read them through there.
No, I read through, but I didn't remember the reason for being kicked. I remember him definitely making interest in stuff onto that with you, and stuff that could have fallen into other categories, but I don't remember reading why you were kicked for that.
They were in a private channel. I literally put, this is the reason why I got kicked, and then I sent the entire set of screenshots.
Sorry, now I remember. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now you remember.
Yes, I do.
Oh, I have one more thing to say, just before you guys go on. It's about D's arguments. I just gotta get this out. He also said that because Lav never said no to any of his advances, that it was consensual. When in reality, what he was doing was creating a hostile environment for her and any of the players that knew about it. He was putting her in a shitty situation, and he was putting her in a situation where she couldn't really say no. And because she didn't do it, it was consensual. Some of the mods said it was consensual, and that just I literally can't believe that because she didn't say no to sexual advances that she was just trying to be nice about, it was consensual, and I just couldn't take that.
Well, and there were even other times when Lav would even downright say I am confused, what is going on? Is there something I'm not picking up on?
I do remember that being shown one or two times in the screenshot. I think it was once, but it definitely was there, so.
Anyways,
while we were kind of on the topic of what he was saying in the talk show, what was your response to him saying that you guys are like overall good players and deserve a team? Did you think that was something that was good on his doing, or was that him trying to play?
It's him trying to look good. It's just him trying to look
mixed opinions.
It's totally just like, in my opinion, it's just totally like a PR move. He's just trying to make himself look good, make himself seem like he actually he actually cares about his players. If he really, really did think we were good players, he would explain the situation himself instead of just kicking us out of a server. If he really thought like we were just good, like super, super good players, and he just wanted to keep us together, and that was so important to him, he could have explained to us the whole situation instead of literally just kicking all of us out of a group chat and then not responding to any of our messages. But
yeah, I get that.
This is one of the few times I'm actually going to say something because I'm not comfortable talking about this. But I will say this, and I will not hold back. If you know that you've done nothing wrong, you're not afraid of clearing your name out. You're not going to be afraid of like explaining to everybody, I didn't do anything wrong. You're going to tell your team, hey, what's going on is not true. Here's the evidence. He never said anything back to any of our teammates. He never responded to any of the DMs. He never even defended himself to any of us as to like, hey, I didn't do this. Like, this is all false. It's all right.
And I mean,
he never ever made a counter argument to what I showed. Never.
And last night when he said like we never tried to contact him, that was a complete lie. That was just a complete lie.
Okay. Also, if you don't mind me putting in there, the not responding to DMs is 100% his fault, but not contacting you can definitely fall back onto me for trying to rush the situation a bit. So I do apologize for making that a little bit worse. But you are right with the not responding to the DMs. That is something that he definitely should have done, since you guys were doing something in I guess something that should involve the entire team, where when you were impeaching him, you should know when he was coming back, he should have told you guys, or I should have told you guys.
And I've even tried contacting him recently just to like hear his perspective, but he just continues to ignore. He just continues to ignore people. He will not respond to me. He will not talk to me. And he won't show his side of the story to me because he knows that his side of the story is bullshit.
Are you blocked by him, or your message is going through?
No, I'm not blocked by him. He knows. He can see my messages.
Then that is something that's a little bit interesting, and definitely something to keep eyes on and keep a big point there. Because it does show that he isn't trying to explain to you guys or help you guys at all.
I just want to say real quick, I may disconnect. I don't know what's going on right now, so just keep that in mind.
Okay.
So, wasn't there a captain, like a different captain who was impeached? I think her name was Candy, right?
It was Anxiety, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure right after impeachment. Actually, no, I don't know enough about the story to like really talk about it like as well as I should be able to.
I can give a summary if you like.
I mean, I know about the story. It's just like I can't. Lav or Nick could probably explain it better, but just forget about it. Never mind.
I have no
Candy
idea.
Given a chance to explain herself, because she showed in the captain's chat plenty of times. She was like, "Hey guys, I have proof that what I did wasn't wrong. Hey guys, I know that what I did wasn't wrong. I was literally telling them all the time." So I would like to know, why didn't she get a chance to re-impeach, like to redirect her statements and to be able to argue against them. That's my biggest
She
question.
actually was in DMs and group chats and stuff like that. It was just the fact that we agreed that there was more stronger evidence on the side of the impeachers than the side of the re-impeach, compared to this time around where, no offense to what you guys brought up, but they were both pretty bad and it was hard to make a decision.
So you guys didn't consider bias when you were talking about her, but since it's about like you guys didn't consider like bias being a factor when it was about her, but now that it's about Double D, we're making an entire court system to do this, whereas Candy was just like immediately kicked out. This seems like It could be argued that this is some kind of special treatment because he's friendly with the mods. And I've heard him say many times, like, if he ever got in hot water like this, he would be okay because he is friends with the mods.
Actually, Barfleet, do you remember that one system you told me about that he used for his when he was choosing new members for the team? Wouldn't that be nice to expose now? Might as well, right? Since we're doing this.
Okay.
Can I say something before you go?
One thing that he would always take into account, not always, but like whenever like a player was like female, he would always make sure to take it into account like they were female. Like a big part of Double was just like if he could get like a female player onto a team or onto the team, he would generally try. And I remember talking about this. I'm pretty sure if I'm remembering right, because I don't have access to the old Pound Puppy server anymore, and like. You know, it's not even like a reliable server anymore because he can just delete messages all he wants and we can't see. But like I remember having some kind of conversation about him like saying that he would prefer like some kind of female player if it was possible.
That is definitely interesting to hear. And definitely raises some suspicion. But as I was trying to say before this came in there, and this is well known among other admins, I am drastically against the court system. I feel like it's something that shouldn't be in place because people are going to have opinions of people, and they're just already going to be there.
But
and who says that an actual jury doesn't have opinions against other people? Think about that. Wait,
can you repeat again? Sorry.
Who says that an actual jury doesn't have opinions against the defendant? Because the jury is always going to be against the defendant. It's never going to be towards the prosecutor. It's never going to be like, hey, I totally agree with the defendant. No. The point of the jury is that they are biased and you have to change their mind.
Yep.
That's the point of the jury. They're the people. They're the people, the regular working people saying what they feel and how they feel this person should be treated. This is how this jury is going to be too. Just saying.
Yep. I do agree though, but let's get back on the topic. I kind of brought it off. Continue.
I was just gonna say, and most likely, I guarantee you, almost all the people that will be selected as the jurors probably won't even want to be there and or care for the most part.
Yeah, I agree there.
Do you mind if I bring up kind of an overlooked fact of all this stuff?
Yeah, sure.
How many people did he kick from a team at once?
6 or 7?
I think it was more than 6 or 7. I think it was 10. I'm pretty sure it was 10. Let's see. Okay, there's 12 people, and the only people that didn't kick was Pep and Bill. Okay, he kicked, I believe, 9 or 10 people from the team at once. He literally swept us all into free agency at the same time. Like, none of us have a team right now, which sucks. But not only do none of us have a team, we're all doing it because none of us have a team because of disrespect. So while he continues to be the captain of a team, or while he continues to be the captain of Pound Puppies, we are all just free agents with no team. It's just kind of... This is like 10 players who have all just kind of been swept to the side and forgotten about in free agency. And I just had to bring that up.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely good that you're showing that side because it shows people what's necessarily happened to you compared to what's happening to him. And it definitely shows what the side that isn't really being shown right now.
What I hate about all of this is the fact that he gets to be captain, he gets to do his regular stuff, and he doesn't even get like, hey, since this is all going on right now, and we're not sure if you're gonna still be as captain when this finishes. We're not gonna suspend the team or anything. No, we're gonna let you continue doing whatever you want to do, and I don't find that fair because the rest of us are being over here just thrown to the side, forgotten about, and then he just gets to continue living his daily life like nothing happens, and that's not fair. That's, in my opinion, at all not fair.
Okay.
So, also, I know this is going up on the, depending on how this goes, this is probably going to go up on the channel. But is it okay if we actually discuss the contents of what's actually in the DM for a second? Like, is that okay?
If Lav is fine with it, sure.
Just whatever, go ahead with it.
Lav, you're probably like, if you want to talk about this, go ahead. I don't want to like say anything that like you wouldn't want me to say.
Oh, what do you want me to say? The fact that he told me once that he would, if I wasn't with my boyfriend, at this point he's my fiance. If I wasn't with my fiance and he lived closer, he would come to my house and give me a massage. Or the fact that there have been multiple times where he was just flirting with me, like. Literally, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. And looking at it now, it makes me so repulsed that I pushed it to the side and said he was just being friendly. Like, I literally, if my boyfriend saw that with no context, he would have been like, what the fuck? He would have thought I would have cheating on him because, like, it's just, like, it's so like, what the fuck? You know that I'm with somebody. And the fact that he would act like a child, like, whenever I would bring up, like, hey, let's look at wedding venues. Like, you know, oh, hey, let's look at, you know, I've been looking at wedding venues, or I'm getting ready for this. And, like, whenever I would bring, like, DVM, he would get petty. Like, would get petty as fuck. And as soon as I stopped bringing him up for, like, 2 or 3 days, he would be back to normal. That day, when he was like, oh, yeah, that completely ruined my night. The day beforehand, we had a scrim, and I was mentioning DVM the entire time. I was like, DVM this, and I'm looking for, like, wedding venues and stuff. And he was just, and then the next day, oh, I don't feel well. This completely ruined my night. 2-3 days later, oh, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling fine. Really? And then the exact same thing happened now. After the free agent scrims, you know, before that, everything was great. Everything was fine. After the free agent scrims, we have this issue. What the fuck? How is that even a coincidence? Because if you have any, like, counter-argument to that, show it to me, because I don't know. I don't know. Like, you don't just tell anybody.
That right now, so.
You don't just agree with anybody and you don't agree. What the fuck? You don't just, like, tell somebody that's in a relationship and you clearly know that they're in a relationship. If you weren't with that person and you lived closer. If you weren't with that person, I would give you a massage. If you weren't with that person, I would help you in this. If you weren't with that person, I would definitely love to take you out and, you know, get to know each other better and see if we click.
It is definitely something that's weird. And
I'm also sorry if this was mentioned at one point. I had to help my dad do something, so I was paying attention. My apologies. There was even one time not too long ago in a scrim we had, and DBM actually filled in, and D was there the whole time, and Lav kept like mentioning that this was her Beyonce. Like, she kept like mentioning it, and D was there hearing it the whole time.
Okay, so it is well known that he did know about it then.
Every single person on the team knows that they're engaged right now.
Yeah, everyone knows. It is a common fact.
Okay.
Oh, and just in case, like, you haven't, like, connected it yet, part of the reason that Lav was, or probably the main reason why Lav was kicked from the team, is because she, for the most part, rejected his advances, or at least didn't, like show them back. She didn't, like, it was obvious that Lav wasn't very interested in double, and that might have been part of that. I guarantee you that was part of the reason why she got kicked as quick as she did, for such a minor reason, such as not wanting to join
the private channel. So yeah,
Discord call.
Wait, what? What, A-Shark?
Yeah.
I didn't hear what you said there.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I said that I believe that I was told that was part of the reason why she was kicked so fast in the private channel when we were first investigating this.
Okay.
I know this is, like, extremely irrelevant, but during the free agent scrims, when DVM had to fill in, like, you know, to do, like, the free agent stuff, he told me that he was with D, like, for the first map, and he would, like, say something, and D would completely disregard it, or he wouldn't listen to him. And I know that DVM tends to be really soft-spoken at times, because you've heard it perfectly, and Nick has heard it, but he's not, like, soft-spoken to the point where it's, like, me at times when I'm like, hey guys, like, we have to do this, and you can't hear it, and I have to repeat myself. No, like, he's loud, but he's very soft-spoken too, so it's, like, kind of contradictory, whatever, I'm contradicting myself.
Yeah, it is weird. No, it makes sense.
Yeah, so, like, he said it, like, I'm pretty sure I was loud enough, but, like, D was just ignoring me, and I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, like, it literally got no healing. I literally was, like, calling out, like, hey, guys, we should group up, we should do this, and he wasn't listening to me. Like, he was just ignoring me, like, the whole time. And I was like, that's interesting. That's weird, but interesting.
It definitely is.
And I'm just like, that's so petty. Now that I think about it, I'm like, that's so petty. It's petty. Like, I'm pretty sure that I'm younger than him by maybe, like, 3-4 years. And as a mature adult, I find that completely stupid and petty. Do you do that? Like, what the fuck? You say you're so old and you own a company, but then you can't even handle this? Really? Really? It's just
Hey, Shark,
dumb.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Do you know how old he is?
I do not.
Because, I mean, if he's old enough to where he's, like, running a company, I would assume, like, mid-30s. But, I mean, I'm not really sure.
The stereotypical one. There can be ones earlier, but that's definitely the stereotypical age for that.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about his age, but, like, you know, if he wants to come out and say how old he is, that's fine. But assuming, like, mid-30s, early 40s, somewhere around there, this is a man in a position of power who's much older than the victim. Like, this is a person in a position of power who's much older than the person that they're harassing, and you can see, like, what's wrong. Like, this is a middle-aged man trying to, like, flirt with and get with an engaged younger woman. Like,
yeah,
it's pretty obvious, like, why that in itself is an issue.
I definitely agree with that.
Some of the DMs that I saw that made me even feel somewhat uncomfortable, like, for Lav, was when she was saying she's so confused and wasn't aware of what was going on. He proceeded to just keep going and going and persisting with it. And the one thing that made me get mad was when he was like, oh, well, if you and DBM, like, weren't a thing, maybe, like, the two of us could be a thing.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely interesting seeing both sides here and showing that things are happening. But is there anything else you have to say? Because I do have to go. I
have one other thing I'd like to say.
Okay.
Anybody who's on Pound Puppies right now and is playing under Double D, he's gonna seem nice at first, but I promise it's gonna go downhill. Like, if you are a free agent right now, I do not recommend joining any team that Double D is on. It is not an enjoyable experience. I know he seems like a good captain from the outside, but once you're actually on his team, you are gonna if you're a free agent, I don't recommend joining his team. And I really hope, like, this works out as it should. But if it doesn't, I mean, I don't really have any words left for this league. I really don't.
This is not for the people. This is more for people who posted this thing. First of all, actually talk to the people in this. Ask, hey, I'm comfortable doing this with time. Not like the first person. And maybe the first person will talk to them. No. Talk to us at the same time. Ask us, hey, are you comfortable doing this? Because what you guys did is not right. First of all, like, what in the actual language? It's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair at all. All three of us. We have to watch that and not be informed that was going to happen. And it actually really sucks. It's not fair. And I'm sorry that I'm wasting your time, if I am, but I'm just letting you guys know that next time actually do this with time and actually let us know. Because, hey, maybe we weren't comfortable with that. Maybe we're like, hey, we don't feel comfortable with that going on, especially with the court case going on. Like, oh, that would be nice if you guys were like, oh, yeah, then, you know, we can just hold it on till after. Like, You had to find out through the stream, like to the stream itself. We didn't even get informed about this.
I just want to say my apologies on that. I don't even know what just happened with my Wi-Fi. I'm sorry, but I'm back.
Okay. Nick, is there anything else you'd like
So
to say?
may I ask what was said while I was dealing with that real quick?
I have no idea how long you were gone, so...
Basically, Lav said that they shouldn't have done a topic as controversial as this without one of the party, or without asking one of the main parties involved. And I said that if you're a free agent, you probably don't want to join a team with Double D. And I really hope this works out as it should, because if not, I don't know. I don't really know what to say about this league at that point.
Okay, well, we've heard... Is there anything left you want to say, Nick?
No. I think everything was, said.
I honestly, I will say this. Because of my stuff, I don't like bringing religional stuff into the mix. I forgive him because the power of forgiveness is better than the power of bitterness. And somebody up there will know what to do with a big piece of scum like him. I'm so sorry, but I do not wish anything like this to happen to any other girl in this league because it's just disgusting. It's just disgusting. That's the last thing I have to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I hope it works out well, and you guys end up getting what you want. And I am going to end up closing this off if nobody else.
All right. Sounds good.